What's the haps, guys? Welcome to Spiel. We're in the silver pawn gate for those keeping score. And I'm back! I was away for a bit. You saw there was new content last week. I hope you enjoyed that. The Guild Spotlight, showing off Tainted Perfection, was it not? Yes. It's been a while since I played. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a fun one to record. I'd like to do more of them in the future. It will probably continue to replace Spiel when I do so, though, because there's too much. I've got too much content and not enough time slots, so replacements need to be made. So yeah, I'm back. I've been away. Where have I been? I have been to PAX. Duh. You knew that. I told you I was 2 weeks ago. Ah. No. How do I... Oh. I need to improve my jar throwing skills. Come on. Come on. Come on. Through the gap. There we go. Yes! Jar throwing master. Okay, so yeah. I've spent a week in Boston, and the hardest part of it was making sure you guys had stuff to watch while I was away. You have no idea how much work I had to put in the week leading up to that. That was crazy. But it was good. You guys didn't even notice I was gone, right? So, first things to note, US. I think quite a lot of you are from the US. And you people are crazy. Food crazy. Every time I go to eat anywhere, I'm like, oh my god, everything is so expensive. And then it's like, well, you pay it because, well, I need to eat, but it immediately becomes abundantly clear why it's so expensive. Because you get so much. Every single meal I ate was humongous. There is nowhere in Boston that serves normal mortal-sized portions. Craziness. And Boston, yeah, your public transport is still weird. It was weird last year. It still is now. Oh, it's so weird and quirky, and the Silver Line particularly. It's first time you see that. It's just a bus driving down a subway tunnel. So, great, getting interrupted again. Thanks for interrupting, guy. So yeah, public transport, very weird, and not only that is, I'm not sure it was last year, but it certainly is now. They've got this hybrid power thing going on. So it starts off driving on like electric, and then they just halfway down the road, they just stop the bus, turn off the engine, get out, walk away from the bus for a bit, and you're like, what the frig? What's going on? Why are you walking away from the bus? What's happening? Are we supposed to get off? Is this the end of the stop? I don't know what he does, but he gets back on and then starts driving on diesel power instead, which is just a little bit surreal. I'm not sure why that's necessary. I don't know why he needs to get out of the bus to change power, but whatever, I guess he does. Very strange. So, I went for a bit longer this year. I had time to do the touristy things. You'll see a little bit of that in a little bit. One of the things I did was the Freedom Trail, which was just very heavily patriotic. It was all just a little bit Meroka, F yeah. And yeah, we had some history teacher doing the tour for us, which was cool. She certainly knew her stuff, but she took every opportunity to point out that I'm British and I'm the bad guy, and they rebelled against us and fought us and beat us and stuff and gained their independence, and yeah, great. Well, yeah, I guess I came for the history lesson, but I don't know. It's kind of a slightly strange experience. It's still cool. I'd still recommend checking that one out. I mean, there's a lot of it. She was like, oh yeah, I have to teach the kids this, but being from out of the country, we don't get the American history in our history lessons, and I don't know, for some reason she sort of assumed we would. Well, why would we? Do you get British history? I don't believe you do. Maybe you do, and we're just terribly ignorant about history. But most, as far as I'm aware, most countries tend to teach their own country's history, really. So Americans get American history, and we don't know a thing about it. So it's just the way that goes. So, yeah, what else? Oh, yeah, breweries. Yes, 2 of them in Boston, and they're both amazing. Sam Adams I haven't checked out before. Sam Adams is actually really, really good. They are a big sort of national thing going on, but they act like they're just a little close, really friendly brewery, and it's really nice. And the other one is Harpoon, which last year was this tiny little friendly micro brewery place, and this year all of a sudden they're kind of not so much. They've expanded, taken over all of the nearby businesses' warehouses. They've got this colossal bar going on. It's kind of this sort of kind of trendy upmarket bar going on now, and it's a little bit less cute microbrewery. It's just big business now. Which, you know, they still make great beers, but so yeah, never let it be said Americans make bad beers. Well, they do make bad beers, but they also make good beers, and this is the important distinction. I think everywhere probably makes some bad beers, except the UK. All of our beers are amazing. Come to the UK and try our beers. So anyway, you didn't want to know about American beer. You wanted to know about PAX, right? That's why I went, which was the important feature. So I spent most of that working with the Indie Mega Booth. I was one of the volunteers. I told you I was one of the volunteers. I expected you to have taken notes and know that. So everybody there, everybody's awesome. Volunteers, volunteer coordinators, everyone in the booths, everyone related to the booths, everyone walking through the booths. Everybody who so much as looked at the Mega Booth was awesome. All great people. Everybody's really friendly, really enthusiastic. Everyone loves indie games, and everyone's there for the love. It's just a really, really positive experience all around. Just for me, being able to chat to the devs, many of whom I'm a big fan of their work, and devs getting to chat to people who are fans of their work, because a lot of them are like, well, Ronimo, who make Awesome Noughts. I kind of think of Awesome Noughts as being kind of a big deal at this stage. I mean, they've got the support and voice acting of the Yogscast and Total Biscuits in there, and maybe some others since then. I'm not totally up to date on it. So yeah, I feel like they must be like massive at this stage, right? And I was like, oh, can I have your autograph? Because you guys are awesome. You guys are Awesome Noughts. And we're like, whoa, we don't get that very often, but that's really cool. Yeah, that's great. I'm like, how do you not get that? You made Awesome Noughts. Surely people ask for your autographs. So, yeah, okay, it's great. Everyone loves that. What else was there? Oh yeah, turns out quite a lot of those devs, if you go, hi, I make YouTube videos. I'm not even very big, but I make YouTube videos. I really want to make a Let's Play of your game. And they'll be like, yeah, here, have a key. So, Awesome Noughts being a 3-player cooperative thing, I said, oh yeah, I've got Awesome Noughts, but I need 2 more people to do a video with. And they're like, oh, okay, here, have 2 keys. So, I think I know who I'm going to give them to. Got a pretty good idea anyway, so maybe some Awesome Noughts coming up very soon on that one. Who else gave me keys? Frog Dice. Frog Dice were really friggin' generous on that. They just like, yeah, 5 keys. Why not? I think they just like the publicity from anybody. Oh yeah, Treasure Vault. Treasure Vault. I'm friggin' rich. Actually, I don't think you get that much from these things, but it's always fun. I like the music in this level as well. It's a really charming level. So yeah, thank you, Mike and Pang. They're absolutely lovely couple, those two working Frog Dice. I think there's more at Frog Dice, but they were the face of Frog Dice for the weekend. Really fantastic couple, them. Thank you for the keys. I shall play that as soon as I'm not jet lagged. Who else said they were going to hook me up with things? Phil from Octodad mentioned he might be able to push a beta copy of Octodad in my direction, so they're a bit more cagey about letting people just show it off on YouTube than a lot of other devs, so actually I need to talk to them about that, but I might be able to show something off on that soon, which would be really freaking awesome, because that's a fantastic game. It's shaping up really, really, really well. Ichiro just wants me to play everything. Ichiro from Dejaban, that is. I've pestered him several times about Inago Rage. I've probably mentioned that I've pestered him several times about Inago Rage, and he was like, have I not given you that? How have I not given you it? I must make sure you get it. So, yeah, that. As soon as I get hold of that one, if I get hold of that one, I've obviously asked him several times before. As soon as I get hold of that one, yeah, making a video out of that. Bit of a blast from the past, really. It's, I don't know how many years old. It's a good few years old. Is it 10 years old? That seems excessive, but I'm sure someone gave me lost window focus. Don't you eat my things. I don't even know how that happened. I like got settings up or something. Okay, so yeah. If I get Inago Rage, definitely want to play that. Old, but it's the spiritual precursor to drunken robot pornography, which obviously I've done a few videos of. So it should be cool. Bought Monster Loves You, which just released the day I left, actually. Don't know whether that's Let's Play material, but it's a cool game. Go check that one out. Yes, Monster Loves You is now out on Steam. Sort of a really... It's more heavy on the story and art than it is any real rich gameplay, but it's fun. It's very fun and really cool. Worth checking out. What else was there? I think that's it for things that people threw at me, despite me expecting just to buy things. But okay. Stuff that there's quite a lot of stuff I went for to check out. That, well, I knew it was there. I knew what the game was. I knew what I was checking out. So kind of more interested in finding new things I didn't already know about. As far as those were concerned, the interesting ones I found. Tin Man Gaming I chatted to for a while, sort of a team split between the UK and Australia for development, which is kind of strange, but okay, yeah, cool. The company's based in Australia, but one of them works out of the UK. They have got all the licenses for the old Choose Your Own Adventure Fighting Fantasy stuff, so they're working on turning, I think, as many as possible of those into actual games, which is really cool. I definitely want to try them out at some point. Can't remember what format he said on. If it's iOS, I'm a bit stuck, but I need to go. I've got that many things to check out. I've just got piles and piles of business cards and notes and stuff to look up, and I need to sit down for like 6 hours and just troll through everything. Because I can't remember who's told me to buy what and check out what and how much things are and where I can acquire them. Have I broken everything? Is everything actually broken now? I think everything's broken. Right. Need statues. Also, a couple of the booths I was stationed on for a while because they were small teams and understaffed. Telepath Tactics was one of them from Sinister Design. If you followed my Advent of Indie series, you'll notice I played one of the Telepath games. I can't remember which one it was. Telepath RPG, one of the Telepath RPG games, and I'm afraid I wasn't super favourable to it. Sorry, Sinister Design. I had 20 minutes to show it off. It didn't go well. I didn't enjoy it. If I'm not enjoying it, I can't really say, oh, go and buy this game. However, Telepath Tactics looks really quite good, actually. It's strategy RPG, kind of. Fire Emblem is the thing he's going for. Well, Fire Emblem, but better, was the pitch he told me to give to everyone. And I've not played Fire Emblem, so I can't honestly tell how it stacks up. My thing was always Final Fantasy Tactics Advance in that genre. So, core gameplay is similar. There's a lot of different mechanics that were in it and weren't in it and stuff. Permadeath is something that wasn't in Final Fantasy Tactics, but was in Fire Emblem, so it's more like it in that respect. At any rate, it definitely looks worth checking out. It's currently on Kickstarter. There's a pretty good playable prototype up at the minute. I think it's a little rough around the edges, needs some animations, graphics doing up, I guess. But as far as the actual core gameplay goes, it's pretty solid actually already. So it's hit its goal on Kickstarter, so it's definitely getting made at this stage. I think that's worth checking out. The other one I was helping out with for a while was Nyan Nyam. It's got a really awkward name that's really hard to pronounce. Nyan Nyam, that's the one. They are making a game for the iOS called Tengami, which is sort of point-and-click adventure done... Point-and-click puzzle, maybe less adventure, more puzzle, done in a pop-up book style, which is kind of neat. It's a really pretty game, cool atmosphere, and it's totally worth looking at if you've got an iOS device. And I'm really bummed out that I actually have no way to check out the game. And I guess they'll be porting it to other formats later down the line, but first and foremost, develop it on iOS and then port it to other stuff later. So I've got no way of playing it until anything's ported. I think they said they thought there was a good bit of overlap between the Windows and Android market, so they might just make it for Windows and bypass the Android market, working on the assumption that anybody who has an Android is also probably got a Windows device. Which, probably a fair assumption, I'd guess, yeah. I know some people who have Android that aren't big on Windows devices, but probably the minority. Anyway, what else was there? Tower of Guns. Tower of Guns was an interesting one. It was not a procedurally generated, was it procedurally compiled? I think no, composited. Procedurally composited first-person shooter. And that it's not. Basically, it doesn't mean that it's generated random. It's not like Minecraft. You're not going to get a different world every time. Well, the idea is that you will get a different world every time, but it's done differently. It's not millions and millions of different worlds. Basically, he's just going to create about 50 or 60 levels, 50 or 60 rooms for each level, and then it'll pick a small handful of them at random and make a level out of it. And it's fast-paced, it plays a lot like your Doom, Quake, Unreal, old-fashioned shooty things. Painkiller was the one I compared it to, because it's... Well, your Unreal was always, and to the same extent, Quake in fact, so I think were more sort of your multiplayer arena shooter kind of things, whereas this is more fast-paced, fight off hordes of enemies, and yeah, it plays a lot like... yeah, Painkiller or Bulletstorm, I guess, that sort of thing, if you want a more modern equivalent. So, yeah, it looks good. That was worth checking out. I think he said he's going to try and hook me up with a copy of it early on, so I can show off some alpha or pre-alpha or whatever state it's in footage. I think that'd be good. I'd quite like to try that one out. I played it once and got utterly slaughtered. Oh yeah, it's also roguelike, so you try it once and you die and you got to start from the beginning as well, so it's got all the elements that make great things. So that was cool. Right, now I'm going to dispatch these guys and then take one moment, because I've got one more thing. Now a while back, someone, I forget who exactly, sent me a message saying, can he, and I quote, have my face? No, I would like to keep my face, thank you. What I'm presuming he means by this is, can he see what I looks like? My answer at the time was no. Not. Don't think there was any real reason behind me saying no, I just didn't feel like it. However, I've been recording footage in Boston. I got a little bit to show you now, so I guess I'll share that with you right here. What's the haps, guys, and welcome to Boston. This is where I'm going to be staying for next week. Glamorous, ain't it? Hosteling International Boston. Cheap though. Cheap is the important part. So this is where I will be for the week up to and including PAX. I thought I'd do a quick intro here. I hoped maybe I might be able to show you about the place, show you some sights and sounds and experiences that I'm going to be seeing around here. One thing I did want to do was, there's this really big tower and I wanted to go up to the top of it and do a film from there. And I went up to the top of it and it's like $15 in, but never mind. And it's... how about I show you the weather today? Oh, it's grey and snowing. I got a lot of nice footage of snow out the window last night. I might splice some of that in there. But yeah, so you go to the top of the observatory and you can't see anything, it's just white out there. I was going to do this big wonderful panorama and there's nothing there. If the weather at all clears up before the end of the week, I would love to go to the top of the tower and actually do something with that, but that's a no-go for today. Whoever's at the top of that observatory's got a great and really easy job today. All it is you can't come in here, can't see anything. There's no point you spending your money here. Go home, go back down the elevator and go spend your money in the shops at the bottom. So kudos to her for getting that job. So no intro from there. Here's the view from the window. This is what I've got. I thought I'd just share it with you guys. And there's Cakeology, Boston's mobile cupcakery down there. That's an amazing business. And its logo is a panda. Wow. I never get tired of finding the strange new exotic foreign things that are over here. The amount of things I've stumbled across today that I didn't know were possible. Amazing! I love this city. I love everything about this city. And I'm hoping to share some more sights and sounds and experiences of the city with you. So, cool. Hi guys, this is day 2 of Boston, and this is the intro I wanted to show you yesterday but didn't get a chance to because of the weather. This is the view from the Skywalk Observatory, where one presumably learns to become a Jedi. And it's got quite the view. So I thought I'd share that with you. Down there we have the Maparium, which as a project is something I want to do in Minecraft now, god damn it. It's an amazing place. A little bit Christian for my liking, but the map's cool. I have no idea what this building is. This one is... I thought this was the observatory. It's not. Oh well. I'll show you some more views out of the other windows. Hi guys. If you can hear me, beautiful acoustics. Yeah, we're at the top of Bunker Hill Monument. Let's have a look at it. Well, scratching perspective, I have no idea how good this is going to look. But there's a fantastic view of Boston. Not quite as high up as the Prudential building, but pretty good nonetheless. Whew, okay. Catch my breath. I might be able to head back down to the bottom. Alright. It's almost as if you were right there with me. Yeah? Yeah. Right, I'm kind of self-conscious about talking to the camera. I don't know if that came across. Probably not so much because the bits I did record, I made sure I recorded when there was nobody around to go, what the hell's he doing? Why is he just talking into his camera? I mean, like some sort of strange weirdo. The bits at the top of the Bunker Hill Memorial, the echo in there was crazy. Anyone at the bottom of the tower probably could hear me recording it, but I wasn't self-conscious because I couldn't see anyone. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get where I was on my own, or pretty on my own, for recording all that stuff. I couldn't bring myself to record anything actually at PAX just because it's just crowds and crowds and crowds of people. So, people are talking to me again. I really wish that AFK message would just block messages, because it still distracts me, even if they get a shush message. It's not as good as World of Warcraft messages. You could tell people just to go away in World of Warcraft. So, at any rate, I know Ichiro was recording a lot of stuff. And I'm in some of his stuff, so you can see me there as well. And he's always got people with him because he's a fantastic indie dev, and people follow him around and people love him and stuff. So yeah, he had people there to talk to, and it was not quite so strange if he's talking to the camera and he's got a guy next to him to chat with. Yeah, next year going to have to drag someone with me just to talk to, so it's not weird. So yeah, I'll link. I will lose screen focus again. That's what I'll do. Yep. Okay. I think that's okay. Don't think that's going to mess up too bad. This is one of the notable problems with recording in a window to get the resolution right, as opposed to doing full screen and then squishing the image later. I keep clicking off the screen. I suppose the solution to that is record full screen in 720, and then it looks like ass, and I don't like playing it like that. Might just have to bite the bullet and do it, I guess. So yeah, Saturday night gigs, as usual, were freaking sweet. Paul and Storm's The Captain's Wife Lament, which again I'll throw a link to that because it's worth watching, went on for about 18 minutes. They usually drag that one out. 18 minutes this one went on for. They've got a t-shirt this year that is I endured blank minutes of the Captain's Wife's Lament at the X Paul and Storm show, and it's a fill in the blanks t-shirt. It's sort of, yeah. So if I bought it, I would put 18 minutes of the Captain's Wife's Lament at the PAX East show. So yeah, I know I haven't mentioned a lot about the big booths and stuff, and there were a lot of big booths, but they were boring. I mean, what do I really want at the MSI booth? They're just going to show me MSI components, and I've already got them in my machine, some of them, I think, somewhere. I forget which ones. They made something in my machine. And you know, you got one graphics card, you got them all. They're all much of a muchness. I don't need to see it at a convention hall. The only interesting thing that did have a huge line that I couldn't be bothered with was Supergiant Games and Transistor. However, by the time I got around to actually having a look at the thing, the line said 1 hour 40 minutes from this point. I believe it maxed out at about 3 hours. The convention, the expo floor area is only open for about 8. It's only open for 8 hours a day. I'm not going to spend 3 of those 8 hours standing in one line to play one game. Sweet Jesus, no. I'll watch Total Biscuit's coverage of it or something. I don't know. I don't think it's worth waiting 3 hours for. It can't I mean, it might be that good, but for me, 3 hours could be much better spent doing anything else, and indeed it was. So that was that. So I saw plenty of panels as well, but panels are panels. It's people talking and I'm listening. There's nothing terribly exciting to talk about there. So that's just about it. I think that's everything I have to say on the subject of Meroka and PAX. So don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, favorite it if you really liked the video, subscribe if you're not already, and normal service will be resumed next week with talking about random stuff. So if you want to throw some random stuff ideas at me for me to talk about, do so in the comments. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you next time.